welcome to Scream Fiends.
That sounds dire. Let's not do that. Let's not do that ever again.
All right, there goes.
Scream Fiends, Scream Fiends, Scream Fiends.
So, if you haven't guessed, we are looking at Star Wars. Obviously, the new Star Wars: The Force Awakens trailer has just been released, and then, of course, a Japanese trailer was also released. We've watched both of them, and we're just after everyone's thoughts, feelings about the trailer, about the upcoming film, and all that sort of good stuff.
Excitement! Yay. Many excitement!
I like it.
So
it's
many
good.
excitements.
It looks really interesting. I can't wait. It's going to be fun.
So, Sam, first
Hello.
Hello, Sam.
As a resident Star Wars expert, I first wanted to film the Keetering because she was saying what happened at the end of Jedi.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
She hasn't seen it for a while.
No, I haven't seen it for a while. I'm
Well,
catching up.
quite a lot's happened because Disney have released like a whole thing called Journey to the Force Awakens, and it covers books and comics as well. So I've been reading those, and so I'm all up.
Wait. When the film ends, the last film, as in number 6, you're telling me that there's like a gap before we get to this film anyway because of...
There's a
like,
30-year gap
30 year
between
gap.
this and the new
Some
film.
considerable time.
Oh, man.
But do you think there'd be no gap, and then Harrison, like Han Solo's just got really old in like a year?
Okay,
no.
I guess I hadn't thought about the whole aging process. No, but I don't know. I thought, well, I knew they'd age. I knew that time would pass, but I didn't think like, you know, shit be going down in that time. Oh, well then how are we supposed to know? We have to read the comics and stuff.
No,
That's what I'm here for.
Right. Okay.
So basically,
Fill me in, Sam.
so the rebels kill the Empire on the second Death Star. Spoilers for the 30-year-old Star Wars film.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Imperials that are left are trying to stop the galaxy knowing basically that the Emperor is dead and trying to remain power. Because at the moment it's just rebel hearsay basically, so no one really believes it. So even though they've technically defeated the Imperials are still a threat.
Right.
Okay. That's cool, because it is a big, I can't remember what the term is, but there is a sort of big universe written around the Star Wars films. Is it all canon as well?
No. So when Disney took over, they scrapped the current expanded universe, which stretched into books. And that's where quite a lot of characters come from that are like fan favourites, like Admiral Thrawn, and all those kind of... So there's a lot of backstory, like including how Boba Fett got out of the Sarlacc pit and stuff like that was all covered in the expanded universe.
Yeah.
And everyone was just like, okay, cool. But Disney have had to come along and go, look, that's cool. Now that's called legacy.
Yeah.
So you can still buy the books and stuff, but it's classed as legacy.
So a Disney,
so not canon.
So a Disney honouring that.
No.
I think they're
really.
Yeah. The only stuff that's canon now is what's being published from when Disney took over.
Yeah.
So
No
anything
way.
from when Disney took over is canon.
I'm guessing that's partly to do for certain rights.
It makes sense,
and that.
really.
Yeah.
I've got to say as well. It's just, on one hand, it makes sense because of all the business stuff that will probably go with trying to tie in all the rights and that. But from a creative point of view, it makes a lot of sense. I mean,
Well,
there's
yeah,
always
you don't want to be like handcuffed and shackled to 30 years of fan fiction.
No.
Exactly,
no.
yeah. I mean, all the fan fiction universe is like fantastic, and it would
There's
not
some really
surprise-
good stories. Some of my
Yeah.
favourite stories come from there. Like the Jedi Knight games are set after, and the Imperials are called the Remnant. I think they're called the First Order in Force Awakens.
See,
So yeah, there's a whole like series of games that were just like really good set around that time period, but they're like, no, that's not the story that actually happened.
It won't surprise me if they use some of that as inspiration, especially someone
absolutely.
like
Oh,
JJ
yeah.
Abrams, yeah.
Yeah, they will.
They'll, I think what they'll do is they'll take bits from it, and people and fans will be like, oh, you know, this is a nod to
Chewbacca gets killed by a moon.
by a moon.
Yeah.
Is that what it takes to kill Chewbacca?
Yeah,
to
moon.
kill a Wookiee, you have to drop a moon on him.
Basically, a moon gets pulled out of orbit and kills him. So
That's no moon.
it's a dead Wookiee. So yeah,
And what about your thoughts on the trailer? How did you feel when you watched it?
I felt
I felt it warm and
I felt
sad.
things.
to take a cue from another Lucas property. It's Giddy as a schoolboy. But yeah, I was saying to Luke when he said he was going to talk about this topic, I was like kind of upset with him because I don't want to get into predictions and stuff. purely because I want to. There's so much in my head that I think it could be from just soaking in all of this knowledge for the last few years. I'm like, oh, it could be this. This could be this. It could be that. But I just want to. I'm just excited it to be fresh and because as soon as they announced the title, I don't even remember. I did that. I made a crawl of what I thought it could be, and then since then I haven't even thought about it.
You're not.
Well, you don't watch any of our stuff or read any of our stuff anyway, so I wouldn't expect you to, Luke. To be fair, but
you guys do stuff as well.
yeah, on the site apparently we do things as well.
But I love sort of like speculating on stuff, even if it turns out it's not real. I just sort of like. I just like it's just part of the fun for me. So
you're
what
a stirrer.
could happen.
You're a shit stirrer.
That's not a stirrer. Speculation. It's just fan speculation. Everyone does it with every film.
I don't know. I mean, I watched the trailer. I think it looks really good. It's. I'm excited for it.
Pretty.
But I haven't. Yeah, it looks really, really nice, and I'm definitely excited for the film. But I haven't really thought anything of it apart from like, wow, that looks good.
I didn't.
Next video, it's.
I didn't start thinking about it until I watched the trailer. I've been excited and eagerly sort of anticipating the Force Awakens to come out, but I was not sort of like, I can't wait. But when the trailer dropped, I was like, that trailer was amazing.
The teaser or the first
the first proper trailer, and then the same.
Chewie.
Yeah.
We're whole. You like?
Yeah. It was amazing. Do you know what struck me as well is it felt like the original trilogy. It felt right. The look of it visually looked right, and the music.
There's a lot of practical effects.
Yeah.
A lot of practical effects. The musical score is just it's such a beautiful score, and the way it's shot. Do you remember the start of New Hope? On the desert.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking of that because I love it when Family Guy did the Star Wars when they literally stop because it's who plays Luke. Who plays Luke?
Mark Hamill.
Chris.
Oh, sorry, in the Family Guy.
In Family Guy, and he stood there and he's like looking out towards the desert scene, and then when that music kicks in, he actually says, "And here's the orchestra," and it cuts off to them and puts it in. Because I mean, in the actual film, it really amplifies the music because it's the track is amazing.
Binary Sunset.
Do you know what's so important about that?
You know.
Oh yeah, of course. What's so important about that as well for me is the original trilogy were well shot, and obviously the newer trilogy sort of succumbed to sort of overuse of CGI and overuse of effects, and just basic cinematography wasn't there. And nice. So we could just hear something in the background. So yeah, for me it was just tingles. I was just like this, hair on end, sort of like what's left of it. I was like, this is amazing, and that's when I started getting really excited. I watched the trailer a ridiculous amount of times, and I have done some speculation.
Have you done that thing where you've literally like paused it each frame to see if you can see anything more?
Pretty much. I'm not usually like that either.
Oh my god!
I don't like looking into films too much that I've got to watch, but I just couldn't help it. I was just like, I need to know everything about this. But I'm trying to avoid stuff now.
57,727,000 views the trailer's had in 2 weeks.
About
so far.
of those
in 2
mine.
weeks.
Yeah.
With half of mine.
It's stunning, isn't it? Some exciting new characters in there. There's Kylo Ren, who looks like the big bad guy.
And the new droid that is selling everywhere already, even though it hasn't come out.
BB-8.
It looks very pretty.
It's so cool. I've seen one.
He's real as well.
Day, but yeah,
that's what I love about it. That's not CGI.
Real? In what? Oh my god, really?
Yeah, they built him. Have you not seen the toy?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was saying. You can buy them everywhere. I mean, I went uptown the other day and you can
but
get
the
them
actual
now.
droid in the film is real.
That's
they
awesome.
They brought it out. They brought him out on stage.
It's fantastic.
Whatever it was. Brought it out on stage at Star Wars
They haven't
Celebration.
put a person
I was just
in
like,
it this time. That's so cool.
it's just a midget Gamble.
It's really well balanced, isn't it? It must just be some kind of.
It's Warwick Davis inside there stuff.
It must be some kind of gyroscope though, keeping it up. It's well balanced.
It's the Force.
Oh.
Do you know how
Okay.
I had
all of it?
that's fantastic. Like I had a big misunderstanding. I don't know if that's the right word, but I got really annoyed in The Phantom Menace when it felt like they were explaining the Force instead of being some mystical thing that ties everyone together. I thought they called it midichlorians, but after doing some reading, I found out midichlorians are inside people and they help you sense the Force.
Yeah.
Yeah, because for ages I was like, that's stupid. Why would you do that? Why would you ruin that? So it doesn't sting as much now. I don't think they put it across very well in The Phantom Menace.
Yeah, I mean,
Midichlorians.
it was just something that didn't need explaining.
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
No.
I can understand that he was kind of like, oh, this would be cool. Like, people would like this because I'll explain it.
Yeah.
No.
But, yeah, it's just one of them things.
Need
You know,
explaining.
No, the Force does not need explaining. Just let it happen.
Just let the Force happen.
but, you know, they've done well to distance them from it. I don't think they've mentioned it in anything. Anything I've read post Disney takeover, they haven't mentioned it. So.
I'm really I can't remember where I was going with it now. I was about to say I'm really happy with something, but I can't remember where I was going with it. My mind literally just went blank.
I was
Cool
suddenly
story.
happy, and then it all just went
I
dark.
was happy. And
I'm not happy anymore.
No, I think this seems to be very much a we're sorry for what happened with the prequels. And I'll be honest, I thought some of the stuff in the prequels was really good. I liked Phantom Menace because I was 10 and I was like, this is awesome. In fact, I might even be younger than that, but I was just like, this is everything I've ever wanted. And then 2 was just a hot mess. That was horrible. 2 is disgusting.
I really enjoyed.
But 3 is really good.
Really enjoyed 3, and I've got to say, as much heat as all the films get, there are very good parts in those films, and there's very good story parts.
I feel really sorry for Ewan McGregor because he seemed like the only one who could be bothered to act in that whole trilogy. His acting's really good, and everyone else's is just really.
And he's the badass as well.
Yeah,
I haven't really watched the originals. I haven't really watched 1.
You
2.
mean the new trilogy?
It's so difficult.
prequels.
Prequel trilogy.
You know, the 1, 2, 3.
yeah.
Yeah, the 1, 2, 3.
But there are
The 1,
rumours
2, 3.
of Matt was talking earlier about the anthology stuff because they're doing Rogue One, which is set basically with the new films. They're doing the trilogy, which they're releasing one every 2 years, and then in between those, they're releasing like an expanded universe story,
Wow.
so that you can just it's not an ongoing story. It's just like little stories from here and there, which I think is a really cool way to do it.
I absolutely
As
love
films,
that
as full
As
length
full
movies.
films. So like the first one, I think it's called Rogue One or Rogue Squadron. I think it was Rogue One.
I'm sure it's Rogue One.
Sounds like a fun word now. You've said
It's in one of my Geek of the Week somewhere. They've started filming it, but it's how they got the Death Star plans for like the original one. Yeah, and that's cool. Like that's awesome because that's not going to take anything away from anything.
Yeah,
it's just that would be a really cool story to know.
Well,
but then there's rumours they were going to do one about Obi-Wan with Ewan McGregor.
A lot of his story kind of really gets told through the prequel trilogy.
No.
Really,
there's a really good. We'll get into comic shortly, but there's a really good comic. It was a one-shot in the new Marvel Star Wars one, and it was basically Darth Vader's trying to find Luke after they've blown up the Death Star, and so he goes to Tatooine, and he goes to Obi-Wan's house. And Vader's like, "You had 20 years to train him. Why didn't you train him?" Like as a monologue, he's not actually speaking to him. Yeah. And then like the rest of the story is like a flashback to Obi-Wan on Tatooine and like how he's, because the Jedi Order's been disbanded, he's just like a Ronin basically. He's just like a samurai without a clan. So he doesn't know what to do. If he comes out and does Jedi stuff, then everyone's going to know he's a Jedi and just hunt him down. Yeah. So he can't train him because so all he can do is protect him. It's really good. It's like
that sounds really.
That's
cool.
why he goes. That's why he becomes a crazy old man.
Yeah.
Is because he's lost. He can't do anything. That would be a really interesting
There's a lot
story.
of other characters I'd love to see explored as well, and obviously because they've cut ties with a lot of the older other stories and that, I'm not sure how it would play out. But I think from the older stories, from what I was reading, Mace Windu was a badass, like an absolute badass, and he developed a form of fighting called Varpad or something like that.
Yeah, I think
which was
there's
like
several different types of lightsaber fighting.
And it was really and it was quite aggressive considering it was from the lighter side of the Force. It was very close to the being on the dark side, but he was so good he could kind of balance it. So he'd be very interesting. Yoda, of course, would be interesting. He's got
I've seen far too much of Yoda. The prequels really did a job on Yoda.
But it's like 1,000 years old. It's got like so much, and he trains like all of the Jedi.
Nah,
really. That's only because the prequel trilogy. What they did wrong with Yoda is but
that's all still canon. That's the thing about it. Like, so they just leave that.
I don't know. I still think it'd be very interesting.
So your predictions.
Like predictions, okay, so these are just fun predictions. There's like not much in them. I haven't done too much reading into the films and that. It's just speculation. And Yeah, well, I'll just get going. So I predict that Kylo Ren is going to be Luke Skywalker's son. And I also predict that Finn is Lando Calrissian's son. Those are my 2 predictions. The second one's a bit more light-hearted, but I just think that'd be hilarious.
I've got to admit, I don't do this too much in depth, but I did hear someone saying they're predicting that underneath the mask is Luke and he's gone to the dark side.
I doubt that.
I really don't know why that's come up, but I've heard that mentioned a few times. I don't know if there's anything. Why would he have done that?
I would debunk that because the one shot we have seen of Luke, we assume it's Luke, is with his hand, and Kylo Ren doesn't have that hand.
No, he doesn't have that hand,
and also it's a completely different build, and it is just Adam Driver.
Different build, and it would be not only would it be obvious if they did that, it wouldn't be good. Like I think what they'll do with Luke when they introduce him is I don't think they're going to do like the sort of hermit thing they did with like with Obi-Wan. I'm hoping shit's going down and it's like Luke comes in and it's a complete badass.
I think they will do some kind of big.
I think so.
Reveal.
It's
Luke Skywalker. No way, is that Luke Skywalker? It's Luke Skywalker from Star Wars.
It's him.
Luke Skywalker.
He saved everyone.
No way.
That's what they're going to say in Star Wars.
Yeah, they're going to say it.
It's him from the Star Wars.
He wrote a book on it and everything. So he's just there to sell his book.
No, they're not going to do it subtly. It's going to be
like
Shazam! I'm here.
I'm
here and brave.
I really reassessed
Got the Force
my
in me.
views on Luke because for a long time I used to watch the films and I used to say I don't get why he's so.
I don't get this.
Such a badass, and then I watched them all again recently, and then when you compare them to the old trilogy, it's like most of those Jedis were trained since they were kids. Luke comes along, he's an adult, and then within 2 years he becomes a general. He destroys a Death Star. He becomes a master. He makes his own lightsaber, and then he chops his dad's hand off.
It's probably because he's got more in him. What's he got more of in him that can sense the Force?
Yoda.
Skywalker DNA.
No, that thing you mentioned earlier.
Midichlorians.
He's probably got more midichlorians in him. That's why.
Well, his dad's spoilers. Do we need to do spoilers?
No. Let's be.
His dad is obviously.
You haven't seen it. It's your own fault. That's it, really.
But he is a badass. I've totally reassessed my views on him. He is an utter badass. I mean, Anakin's a badass too, but like Anakin was still trained since he was a kid. But I think the difference between someone like Obi-Wan, Anakin and Luke is all of Luke's experiences pretty much apart from the training in the swamp and that is on the battlefield. He is like thrown right in at the deep end. He's out there kicking ass. And do you know what I really like? The fight scenes in the old films because the new films are very flashy. But I was listening to George talk about how they used to have the two-handed.
Your mate George.
Yeah, I was like down at the pub with George Lucas. And he was talking about the how they fight and that, and they're more like samurais.
I was going to say, we were watching the originals for 4, 5, 6, right?
Yes.
We were watching those the other night, and I said how even back in those days, the editing for the lightsabers is really on point. I mean, how did they do it? What did they actually use?
It was I can't remember what it's not is it rotoscoping?
Something like that, yeah.
Which was there actually a light
that
they could see? They had a stick and it obviously was like tractor.
They really go for it as well.
It's
like the sticks were breaking. Like Luke, do you know the famous bit where his like Luke's there or Mark Hamill's there, go smashing the stick until it snaps, which looks amazing on film.
They tracked it really well though. I was trying to, you can't really.
Industrial light and magic, man.
Yeah, must be the Force
for them. They just
the entire film, like they invented so many techniques that get used by literally every film company now. It's crazy.
Yeah,
I didn't realise. What was I watching? I was watching Star Trek: Next Generation. I didn't realise they did all the special effects for that Lucasfilm and
that's good.
Industrial Light and Magic.
That's cool. Well, we got to start wrapping up soon. So, what, Sam? Predictions, speculation, begrudgingly.
None, I don't think. I mean, I think you're going to see a fledgling new republic just trying to deal with the remnant Imperials, First Order. I don't want to think about it too much. I really don't. Like,
he doesn't want to engage the brain on it.
No, I don't.
What about you?
I predict it's going to be a good film.
No, not acceptable.
That's literally all I'm predicting. I mean, come on. I
good
don't know enough
All right,
about
then.
it. I
What
predict
would
it's
you-
going to be a good film. I think that's a good prediction.
What would you guys like to see in the up-and-coming Star Wars films?
Everything that's in the trailer looks awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've definitely brought back enough for me. Memorabilia and
So
whatnot.
The X-Wings, basically.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So for myself, it's probably, I hope they stick with the more practical effects and that.
I hope the droid's cute. Like, I like the new orange and white droid. Is that how it sounds?
Yeah,
Because
that
I like
little
how...
international trailer.
See, because I like how R2-D2 was... beep, boop, boop, boop. Yeah, like... Yeah, come on. That was so cute. But, I mean, the new droid looks really cute.
Yeah.
I'm a girl. I just like... It looks cute.
I would also say,
I want
just a few more things I'd like to see is, I'm sure a lot of people agree with this, Boba Fett, because I'd like to see him back in some form, because he's just cool.
Boba Fett.
Sorry.
Boba Fett.
And what else would I like? I'm not sure too much else. Like you, I don't want to over-speculate on stuff, but it's fun to do a little bit of speculation.
Yeah. I don't... I hope they don't introduce Boba Fett into the new trilogy. I hope he has, like, a standalone film.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Even if, like, he's not brought back to life somehow.
No, just like, bring him back, because like I say, there's good stories about how he got out of there and stuff.
Yeah.
It's pretty logical. I mean, he's got God knows how many gadgets on him and whatnot. But I wouldn't want him to sidetrack from... What I'm hoping from this film is they set it up as like a kind of passing the baton. So I'd be surprised if we see much more of the old guard in the next two films.